Well, the prodigal son returns. Robbie Wartburg. So you guys took a tough loss to Houston tonight, but must have been a hell of a battle. 12-11. Welcome in. All right, so there's been a lot of interest again around the community, at least with some people at Out of the Park Baseball, as well it should be, and it's on sale right now, and it's Steam Summer Sale for $20. So you get everything right out of the rip for $20. If you sleep on it, meh. Great game, every bit as good as Action PC Baseball. Loses a couple marks, in terms of some things that are ease of use. Again, I've said this many times. I think this is the most polarizing baseball game out there is, and I don't quite understand it. And that's okay. I really don't need anybody to explain it to me. So I know Nathaniel, hopefully he'll show up. He was still having some trouble with ballparks. So we're going to go through ballpark assignments and stuff like that tonight. And some deeper things about Out of the Park Baseball that maybe people haven't checked. But a few things about this game. Take a slug of water here. People tend to misjudge this game as one of two things. Either they think of it as, there's Nathaniel, that is the guy whose tutorial's mainly aimed at, but it's for anybody else that doesn't understand how this all works. Anyhow, but let's talk about this game for a little bit. Been around since 1999, and in its very first iteration, you were strictly an on-field manager. That's what you did. As it went along, they added in financials, front office stuff, and so when I read a lot of Steam reviews and a lot of the reviews just on a lot of external sites about baseball sims and stuff like that, I get this sense that people either look at it as a management sim, like front office management, or they look at it as Perfect Team. So let's take the second one first. Perfect Team and Out of the Park Baseball are really two different things. You will read Steam reviews that say this game is pay to win. That's absolute horse hockey. Absolute horse hockey. There's Bernard Strom. Welcome in, Bernard. So it's absolute horse hockey. If you play Perfect Team, yeah, you get starter packs, you can earn points and stuff like that, and build your perfect team if you want by opening baseball cards and competing against others to see who can build the best team. I don't play Perfect Team. I have no interest in Perfect Team. If I want to build a perfect team, I have the tools right here in the main program at Out of the Park Baseball to do it. Now, to the management thing, yes, you can do financials, you can do trades, contracts, decide ticket prices, concession prices. I have been playing this game since its first iteration. I have never touched that part of the game. You never need to touch that part of the game, ever, ever, ever. You can play as a commissioner, as a field manager, as a general manager. You can just spectate if you want in this game. You can manage down to the nuts and bolts. Sign players, release players, trade players. You can do what you want. This is Out of the Park calls itself an infinite baseball sandbox, and I tend to agree with that. Of course, I think the other one that stands out to me is Action PC Baseball. Digital Diamond Baseball's getting there, but it's not really about talking about that game tonight, nor even Action PC, though we will draw some comparisons. There also seems to be one of the differences, and for some it's good, for some it's bad. Action PC, some people say, is better suited for season play, while they believe this one is better for career play. I don't really know that the distinction at the season level is accurate. In fact, Out of the Park Baseball is a very, very accurate game. It really is accurate. A lot of people bring up Diamond Mine Baseball, which I love dearly, and it's very accurate. But what is that question of accuracy? As soon as, there's a couple factors involved, and we will get to the ballparks. Hey, Gary, good to see you. And Cousin Ken, all right. And if we stick around, Ken, maybe we'll do a little dead ball baseball and Out of the Park 24. We have that 1915 World Series to take care of. But anyhow, I wanted to continue talking about Out of the Park 24, partially because it's on sale right now for $20, and it blows my mind that people will spend anywhere from $26 to $30 a season, whether it's PC Replay or Strat PC, which is $30 a season, I'm informed now. So, but we'll pass up a game that would cost them at full price. At full price, this is $39.95. So that's really the cost of 2 Strat seasons, and you can get the entirety of baseball here. Yeah, one of the complaints is you can't roll the dice. So you still have games you can roll the dice. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't want to be edgy or mean. People are going to play what they love. If you don't like the game, that's one thing. But I think a lot of the bad press from this game comes from a misperception of what it is. And what this is a very sophisticated text-based baseball simulation. Take away the graphics, and in fact, you can play this game and make it look like a very pretty version of Diamond Mine Baseball and have no animation at all. And we'll get into some of just how deep this game is. And for $20, right now, it's on sale, and it's going to go on sale a few more times again. It's a steal, and it's a steal at full price. I mean, this opening menu, the things that you can do here, if you can imagine it just the same as Action PC Baseball, which is the other one I play a lot in my channel, and then I play a bunch of other ones, as you guys know, mainly Baseball for Windows being the third one. What you can do, you want to do a season replay, bang, there it is. And you know what? If you talk about Action PC as being better for season replay, I don't agree with that, because you can set every single parameter that you want for any season in baseball history, and you get it out of the rip from 1871 to 2022. Want to play along with Major League Baseball, the season right now? Hit this, bam, and you are ready to go. There's no patches you have to download, unlike some other baseball games which allow you to play along with the season. You have to patch it continually. With this, you don't. It will update. Do you want to play a little quick start game? Play a quick start game. Set some basic parameters. Do you want to get deep? Then the custom game is your Huckleberry. You can mix and match crazy things with this. You want to do an historical exhibition. That is everything from replaying a World Series to doing a ginormous baseball tournament. Just look at what Christopher Slovic does on his channel to see that. So Bernard saying here, it seems to me that some people like to quote-unquote see and understand what happens when you roll the dice or push the button. They're more interested in the game than the results. I get that, but what I guess what I don't understand is you still have that outlet, and yet here's a way to, okay, right, and this includes Out of the Park Go, which I finally bought. It's better. It's still not as optimized as I want to get, and maybe that's something we'll talk about too as far as steals go. They do want to see the results. I get it. But I would counter with this, and there's nothing wrong with that. Cards and dice is an amazing thing, so please don't get me wrong. I think cards and dice are fun. I played cards and dice as an undergraduate. I would like to play again. I'm hoping to meet up with cousin Ken Castro, and he and I are going to lock up with, I guess, Strat or APA. APA has some dead ball stuff, or you know what, we play a game with my Pittsburgh Pirates, all-time great Pittsburgh Pirates, against his Phillies or something, a 7-game series. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Cards and dice right now, though, aren't practical for me, not only for lack of living space. I also have 2 cats that like to chase dice, and unlike Tabby on baseball demos, my cats tend to be a little bit more playful. One just turned 3, the other one just turned 2, so they're young, they're playful. Right now, they're sleeping. But all of that being said, if you're rolling cards and dice, I think that's great. But you also have a program here that you can play in addition. So while you're waiting, let's say, for Stratomatic cards and dice to put out that season that you're begging old Hal Richmond for, that he's just not putting it out because, frankly, and I'm telling you from working in circuses and carnivals, being a sleight of hand artist, and done some things in my past that are maybe a little bit shady, he's creating an artificial need So you know what? While you're waiting for, I'll just say 1968. I don't know what seasons are available or not in that game. It's here waiting for you. You don't have to buy it. The other thing about seeing results, well, does a major league manager see the results of a dice roll? He doesn't. And in this and in action PC baseball, you're playing against an artificial intelligence. Okay? But even that, then some people say, well, yeah, and that's why I play action PC, or that's why I play Diamond Mine. But this game, I've never been anybody that's felt meh about it. They either love it or hate it. And I think partially it is because people misjudge this game and think it's just good for doing financials, or it's just good for fictional players. There was one YouTuber that said that. This is only good for using fictional players, yet out of the park baseball, you could run a simulation, and with no input from you, it has a thing. Check your season against the actual season, and how the stats match up are pretty crazy. It's crazy close. It really is. I think also, unlike every other baseball sim out there in the market, this one made it to Steam, right? And so that makes it, and I also believe it's on Epic Games as well. So it's gone to a wider audience. And let's be honest, my good friends and family, this is the first text-based baseball sim to break the hobby barrier, if you will. So there are people coming into this game that maybe cut their teeth on earlier versions of MLB The Show, or going back earlier to High Heat Baseball, which was a great baseball game, whatever. And coming to this, I think it was very, very smart for Out of the Park Developments to not only go to Steam, but also secure this Major League Baseball license and the Major League Players Association license. Absolutely brilliant. But let's get into it. Before we do, though, I need to show. I need to work with Nathaniel here on Ballparks, because Ballparks. This is something that these two have in common. Ballparks in Action PC and in Out of the Park 24 are a little tricky till you get used to them. Then it's easy. So I could definitely see that happening, playing with the dice. There's nothing wrong with cards and dice baseball. There is nothing at all wrong with it. I think it's great. What I don't get, and Cousin Ken Castro will be the first to tell you, this is all I play. Hey, John, welcome in, John DFW. And he'll say, this is what I play, this is what I love. And I'm saying play what you love, so I'm not addressing it to the players who don't want to, but I'm talking about the players who play digital baseball. So you'll play Action PC. Somebody said last night they give their money to Action PC because there's no digital rights management. All right, I get it. That said, Out of the Park's digital rights management is pretty damn fine and liberal. Compared to Ubisoft, they're terrible. Strat PC, you want to talk about digital rights management, they're more draconian than both Electronic Arts and Ubisoft. I know of which I speak, because I can have an Ubisoft game on 3 different devices, or an EA game on 3 different devices. Strat PC, forget it. Forget it, unless they've changed that up since 2018, when I just told them, go to hell. So, but I am just trying to figure out what is so polarizing about Out of the Park 24. John says, I 100% recommend buying Out of the Park on Steam, automatic patch updates, and use of the workshop for ballparks and logos. Exactly. Bernard says, personally, I prefer season replays. You just cannot do them using cards and dice. He plays cards and dice for relaxation, sort of riding a horse instead of riding a car. I get that. Now, Cousin Ken Castro has done full season replays. I mean, every team he's done it. I forget when he said he's done it, but he does. He plays them out. But I get it, and it is fun for relaxation. But I mean, again, cards and dice baseball is serious baseball, and it's good baseball, and I'm glad people play it. I really am. I have this game over here that ID Jester ended up not liking, but I bought because I loved how it looked. And it's basically somebody redid Sports Illustrated Baseball and it comes with like 1,500 great players. I mean, it's amazing. But right now, I have no room for it. That's why I'm not busting out the other board games I have here, like Mage Knight and Massive Darkness, Madara, all that stuff. I have a big one coming called Heroes and Gods. Went all in on that one. Folklore, The Affliction is sitting here. I simply cannot play anything that requires either a large setup or just rolling dice, or even fast action cards for that matter. Hey, Robert, welcome in. So we're talking about cards and dice. This is perfect. And there's Dave Gardner. Welcome in, Dave. I didn't watch your opening day. I know Instakarma's going to get me, right? So yeah, there were some other things I was sort of doing. So I will go back and catch it. I missed Legends broadcast tonight as well. Well, you talk about mess ups in out of the park, and welcome in Dave, by the way, who's been doing some great broadcasts. He has. Robert, I'll put it this way: I was spending time with, and don't take this at the personal level, somebody who's she's a little cuter than you. Just put it that way, man. Believe me, I try not to miss broadcasts, and I know opening day I was looking for it. So mea culpa, mea culpa, my friend. But so this is just about this game now. But I will say this: finding mistakes in action PC baseball as well. Jack Feaster somehow went from being a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed pitcher, back to a right-handed pitcher. The baseball history collection is missing players. Not only Moonlight Graham, but Albert Pujols is not in there, and some other people who recently retired. As Dave says, at 1899 is messed up and Out of the Park 24. As I don't do season replays, we can certainly look at that. But first, so that way Nathaniel can get his thing done here, we're going to go back and do ballparks. So Nathaniel, the first thing, and since you bought it on Steam, I'm going to drag my Windows Explorer over here in front of Out of the Park 24 so that we can look and make sure that your mod is installed correctly. If you bought it from the developers, there's only going to be one little change. And I'm waiting to see, where are you? Why isn't it coming over here? This is weird. Let me just look in OBS, because this tutorial is not going to be terribly helpful. This is weird. So why isn't this picking this up? This usually works. And I actually even tested this beforehand. So you bought it on Steam. Alright, so for some strange reason, it's not showing what I need it to show. So I'm going to have to kind of explain this to you. Alright, so if you open up your Windows Explorer, Nathaniel, and go to your directory where you have Out of the Park Baseball installed. So in my case, it's going to be drive letter, right? So it's D, Program Files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Out of the Park Baseball 24, Data, Ballparks, and then Models. Okay? So, well, tomorrow, I am not going to miss my Bucks. Are you kidding? Buccos and the Pirates. We were coming off a great 2015, so not so good in 2016. But of course, I'm going to watch it, Robert, because the Cardinals are my second favorite National League franchise. So, all right. Now, once you're in there, if you've installed this mod correctly, Nathaniel, and again, I don't know if let me see if I can get this to do. Yeah, Gary Sorrell said had not seen your channel before. Gary, you're gonna love Robert's channel. It is really good stuff. Trust me. Good stuff. You're gonna see the screen go black for a minute, guys, till I can figure out. There it is. Perfect. Found it. Okay. Good. All right. So Gary, in here, and make sure that you go into models, because if you're looking in ballparks. We'll go to ballparks. This is all you're going to see, right? Is just their default park for default turf and default grass. So you want to go into models, and then when that mod's installed, you're going to see a whole series of folders all the way down. And again, this is the Stadium mod for Out of the Park, every ballpark from 1901 to the present. Okay? And then, as I explained last night, there's two different file types on here. So I'm going to open PNC Park. So PNC Park is one of the parks that it comes with the game. Okay? And so you can see there's, if you want to play this like Diamond Mine Baseball, there you go. There's all this covering and stuff like that. But the 3D models are going to be pulled from everything from in here. So models PNC Park, and I'll show you once we get in game what they look like. But what's important is, there it is. So this is actually a pod file. Again, so Nathaniel, if you look, pick your favorite ballpark or just follow me in PNC Park. So we're in PNC Park, and the 3D model for any ballpark that comes with this game is a POD file. That also includes any park that you make in the Ballpark Creator. So the distinction is really, really, really important. Okay? Now, the other file that comes with it, with every park, whether it's in the mod or it is a park that came with Out of the Park Baseball, is a PRK file. Now, these were also used in other baseball games. I could fire up, God, I hate when I can't think of things. Pure Sim Baseball, and use them as well. A PRK file is, these are park effects. So you can't open this from in here. You would need something to open these, all right? So PRK is park effects. And if you don't load those in properly, that model's not going to work, okay? Or you're not going to get the proper effects. There's all kinds of that's going to go wrong with this. The POD file is a park that came with Action PC Baseball, and the parks that come with it are the current parks for all 30 franchises. Okay, so let's go up one, and now I'm going to pick one that was with that mod. So we'll just do Milwaukee County Stadium. Okay, and if we look at Milwaukee County Stadium, all right, don't worry about the textures. Those things get loaded automatically. Okay, but what you are going to see here is this, where you see this 3D object. This is an OBJ. Put it in the old chat here. Yeah, I love it. Love Pure Sim. Still have it. It's a little crashy on modern systems, though. That OBJ extension comes from it's a standard in 3D graphics industry. It's from a program called Wavefront. So Wavefront used to be like King of the Hill. And so, but Wavefront, an object file, think of it like a PDF file, all right? So if you're running Linux, you're running Mac, you're running Windows, you can open a PDF file anywhere. You can open it on your phone, on your Android tablet, your Apple, whatever, right? So an OBJ file can be opened independently. So I could open this using Maya, using Houdini, using Blender. And I could actually edit this ballpark. If I wanted to do something with Milwaukee County Stadium in Blender, I could open this in Blender, see it in full 3D, and start putting in advertising if I wanted to, or maybe I wanted to change the walls, change the architecture, do all kinds of crazy things with it, okay? And these are done actually in Google SketchUp. In Google SketchUp, one of the formats that it exports to, or exports in, I should say, is OBJ. So I could create something in Google SketchUp, and again, just like these ballparks, bring it into Maya, which I used to use until Blender came out, and I'm glad Blender is as powerful, if not more, by the way, because Maya is a $12,000 program. Blender's free. And Pixar's using Blender now, so there you go. You can get it on Steam, by the way. Alright, so once you know that distinction, that's half the battle, okay? And then there's that PRK file. So again, these are the ballpark effects. And yes, you can edit these, but not outside the game. Blender is the other woman, says Gary. Absolutely. I've shown my art on here, so some of that's been done in Blender. Trying to design women for Robbie Wartburg. Alright, so there we go. Now we're back to Out of the Park Baseball. Alright, so, and it got upset, so I've got to start it again. And we're going to go ahead and pick a, there we go. Alright, continue. Let's load again. And we'll just continue with an all-time greats. Doesn't matter. Let's do this. Or I could just create a real quick fictional league and do it that way. Yeah, Gary says he dropped Lightwave and 3D Studio Max. Yeah, 3D Studio Max. Great program. But and Blender, oh my God. You know, that might be one of the things I'll do on this channel. I'm talking about doing some other things. Maybe show you guys some what Blender's all about. Because I think you might have some fun with it, even if you're not a 3D artist. Okay, so here we are, the Detroit Tigers. Okay, so we're going to go to a team home screen, and this is how we do this. So if you bought the game, and this is for anybody watching it after, if you bought Out of the Park Baseball from the developers, all you need to do is find that same data directory, and that's going to be in your OOTP developments, OOTP 24 directory, or if you're still running 23 or 22, whichever version you're running. It's basically the same thing. You just want to find that data directory. Okay, so now you're here on the team home screen. So, as I said, in Action PC Baseball, ballparks are tricky too, till you get used to them. Same here. So what you want to go is settings. And again, it's not intuitive. You kind of have to know this. Read the manual. Go to settings. All right. Then from settings, we're going to edit ballpark. Okay. So right now, this is great actually because I have to actually fix this. This is showing Citizens Bank Park. So when you go to any ballpark that you're doing, if you're showing Citizens Bank Ballpark, this park, you need to fix it. Okay, but first let's go to our 3D model. Okay, and let's see what's going on there. So when I clicked on that, it shows me this is the default park. This is the generic ugly park that comes with Out of the Park Baseball. I hate this thing. This is the one that they actually use for Out of the Park Go. And they have a ballpark creator that could create something a lot nicer looking. Okay, so the 3D model is not found. Well, let's find out why. So let's load a 3D model, and let's go up, and let's see if we can find Comerica. Sometimes the game just doesn't find them, and you know, that's not fun. There's Comerica Park. There's Comerica Park. Okay, so let's see which one this is. Well, it's a pod. It's a POD. So we click on it. Let's see if it loads. There it is. This park is almost ready to go, and isn't that beautiful? I mean, the parks in this they're not at MLB The Show level, but they're great. Okay, but we're still not done. Again, let's set cameras. Let's do that. You can save a number of cameras. Okay, right now, what are we editing here? Okay, let's scroll down here a little bit. Okay, so this is the default camera view. I can go to what's it going to look like here behind right behind infield on the right side, behind the center field wall, and I can from here not only do camera angles but how that camera is going to move around the park. Okay, but let's start at just default. This is what I like to do. Alright, and then we're going to get to the PRK file. Alright, mouse wheel zooms in and out, pull it towards you, you get closer to the field, back, you get out there. The right mouse button kind of just sort of strafes, if you will. If you hold down your middle mouse button, then you can change. See what I'm doing here? Changing altitude. Going to bring it in. If you just drag and hold and drag the left mouse button, you can angle the field. Okay? So that's usually a look that I like for ballparks. And so what I'll do is come down. I can look at it in daytime if you want. Again, these parks are geo-referenced. So there we go. We can see there's Detroit. In fact, I know that parking garage right beyond here is a really nice. I was doing magic in Detroit and went to this great 5-star restaurant that's just right near Comerica. But who cares about that, right? We can turn on the fireworks emitters if we want. And you can add fireworks. You can do all kinds of stuff. We haven't even gotten into the baseball yet. Okay? And you can how are these emitters going to work? Whatever. Okay. So I can also copy cameras from another ballpark into this. So once, let's say you've worked with a ballpark and it's like, okay, I really, really like the way I've done camera angles on this park and whatever, I'm going to copy. So let's say you were doing Candlestick Park. You're doing a replay, 1962, right? Or whatever, pick a Giants year, a great Giants year when they played at the Stick, 1989. And you liked everything that you did at the Stick, and you're like, wow, I really want this for Wrigley as well. And you can copy that and then just tweak. Really nice. Okay, so anyhow, I've done the default, and all I have to do is save it, and I'm just going to update this current view. I don't want to create a new view. You can. All right. Now, if I were to go in and play a Tigers game and choose the default view, this is what we'll have. This is what we'll look at. Okay, and then I can go here and I can go to the wide camera, and again I can change it. Maybe I might want this wide camera a little bit like this and a little bit back. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Right? Maybe I want to tilt it up some more, right? And then drag it around, man. There you go. So that's a nice sort of wide view. Okay. And then once again, I can do camera angles, do all the things that I want to do, and then when I'm done with this, just the same thing. Now I've saved 2 cameras for this. Okay. Now let's get to the other important part, or this is not going to work properly because right now this has no park effects, or rather I should say it has the park effects of Citizens Bank Park. Why the German developer chose Citizens Bank Park is beyond me. He should have chosen PNC Park. Go here to actions, and then I always suggest, and others on the Out of the Park forum suggest, that you manually import data into the park. I've tried auto importing and usually just doesn't work. So when you click manual import, okay, now I'm looking here at all these ballparks, but I'm still in the PNC directory. It's always going to remember where you were the last time you worked with it. And last night when we did this, we were in PNC Park. So let's go up. Nathaniel says, so looked at your external hard drive. It's not recognized the patches at all. That is weird. Yeah, I never install this to an external drive, and that might just be your problem. If you have space on an internal drive, I would. So I have external drives on this thing for, my virtual studio technology and things like that. And where I do a lot of my artwork, and also a lot of big games on there. But for this one, I think it's a good idea. Put it on an internal drive. But I'm going to continue this just for any others. And really, Bernard, for the most part, you're not going to have to go that deep in this game at all. So don't let that scare you. All right. Now it's asking me to select a ballpark file. Well, I still know that I need to go up because I don't even see a PRK in here. So let's go up one more time, right? Ballparks, and we're going to go to models. Everything's under models, and then I'm just going to look for Comerica, and there's Comerica. When I click on it, I want to look for that PRK file. There it is. This gives you ballpark effects. Click it, click load. It says, do you want to keep the current park factor for this park? I don't. Okay, so just boom, and there it is. This park's ready to play. And unlike Action PC Baseball, you don't have to move players around or do anything like that. They're set. You could actually even look at ball locations. Pretty crazy. That's already done for you. Already done for you. You can change these if you want. If you disagree with them, go ahead. But I remember back playing Pure Sim Baseball how not fun this was. Okay? But this thing's ready to rock, man. It's ready to rock. And even though the game auto-saves when you're working with ballparks, just click save. I could easily change this to Navin Field if I wanted. I could make this Fenway Park. The game doesn't care. All right? That's how you do ballparks. So, yeah, definitely Nathaniel. And if you do find that after try changing your Steam library, and actually you shouldn't I don't think you have to uninstall it. You can tell Steam to just migrate it over to a new drive. Try to put it on your most laptops and desktops these days. Your C drive is usually best for your operating system, and then you have like a data drive internally as well. That's what I did on mine. So um, it is more user friendly because you just have to know the differences in files and just go and follow these menus. Now here's where it can start to get a little bit scary. Now we're out of ballparks. We know how to do ballparks. So let's go to the Tigers home screen because I really want to talk about how deep this game is and how excellent it's just fantastic. So let's pick us a Detroit Tiger and let's pick Mr. Ty Cobb. So a lot of this, you're going to have an Action PC Baseball, but there's some things that are more available here and in during game that you have to actually create a separate report for an Action PC Baseball. But first, let's just do the easy stuff. First, I can look at Cobb's batting stats right now in this this little all-time greats league that I'm doing. No big deal. Yep, Action PC does that, of course. And of course, look at his fielding stats. We do that on his card, no problem. What I think is really cool is right here. This is something that I think is brilliant. This is like having, it's kind of like having Baseball Reference on your computer. So there's Cobb's entire career from his rookie year to the end. What's also kind of fun here that I didn't notice, and I don't know if Steve Tate is aware of this one or not, but this might be kind of interesting, and I'm going to actually talk to them at Action PC about, or at Out of Park about this. So there's these career highs here, which not quite like a peak slice of a player's career as you find in the Baseball History Collection. But what is interesting here is look at this. It just takes the career high from each stat category, which is interesting, and also gives an average of a player's career over 162. So again, not sure if they're using. It would be kind of interesting to see how close this would line up to a game like Action PC. But these two things here, I think, open up a lot of possibilities for the creation of a kind of Baseball History Collection or all-time great players like you have in Diamond Mind. But we're not done. We're not done. We're not done. We're not done at all. Okay. So we go up here. How do we want to go to editor? Let's go to profile. We're going to go to this BNN page. This is crazy, 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 crazy. You want to track how a player is doing, a specific player. And this is a screen I think that hardly anybody who plays out of the park baseball even looks at. And this, you want to get into the minutia of how a player is doing, whether it's in a league, whatever you're playing, whatever project you're doing in this game. Well, here's what he's done so far, right? And then all these ratings, nice and graphical. Plus, you get the numbers if you want. The numbers color coded. Anything blue is like crazy excellent. Green above average. If it's red, it's bad. But look at this. You can look at game logs for everything that Ty Cobb did in the games that we've played so far. Okay. Now we can look at these stats overall. But then here come the splits. And then how did he do this week, last week? March, April. Okay, so right now we're just March, April in this little league that I'm doing. So it's looking at his career, home, road. How did he do on grass? Day games, night games. Innings 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, extra innings. What were his stats in extra innings? What were his stats with no outs, 1 outs, 2 outs? What did he do with runners in scoring position? Bases empty, a runner on first, second, third, first and second, first and third, second and third, bases loaded, 2 strikes, first pitch. The count goes all the way down to this. And then you can even say, how did he do when he was behind in the count, ahead? Batting leadoff, low leverage, medium leverage, high leverage. This is deep, man. This is, people talk about the depth of Action PC Baseball. This is just as deep. Just as deep. And yes, you can manage down to the level, and I can also edit anything I want. Anything I want with Ty Cobb. I don't like it. I want to make Ty Cobb, if I was doing, which I don't use Face Gen, if I want to make him Hispanic, bam, I can make him Hispanic. I can do it. Maybe I don't like these ratings for his running speed. Maybe I think that's too high, or stealing ability, or what have you. These are ranges between 1 and 250. I can edit just like I can in Action PC Baseball. If he was a pitcher, okay, I could do, what's his current rating? Let's say throwing a slider. Look, it has all these great pitches. It has everything in here. So fastball excluding velocity, sinker, cutter, curve, slider, changeup, splitter, forkball, circle change, screwball, knuckle curve, and knuckleball. Okay, not only his current, but his potential. I can change anything I want. I could make him into a Superman, or I can make him into Moonlight Graham. So deep possibilities, and I really don't think anybody gets this deep into this game. But if you really wanted to see how your player's doing, there you go. And then a lot of this stuff is going to fill out as you go along. I think another thing that's really fun with this is you get neutralized stats. So not only his batting stats, but neutralized stats as well. So we can go to his career batting stats, his batting stats here in this, his batting versus pitcher, spray charts. And the spray chart's really neat. We can see thus far in the season where each and every ball that Ty Cobb has hit has gone. So yeah, for Bernard, it hasn't worked. It's a tough call, Bernard. I managed help desks and stuff like that. Information technology, would never go back to it, and it might be a fault on the hard drive. I'm not sure, but I've never had trouble with these ballparks, anything like that. But look, you can click on any one of these and see what happened, right? So here was a double, right? Exit velocity, right, was 106.9 miles per hour. I mean, this program's ridiculous, right? This was a safe hit here. Anything that was green, this was safe. All right, so streaks, there we go. All right, so his hitting streak, scoring streak, RBI streak, on base streak, extra base streak, consecutive hits, consecutive whatever. And people want detail. Here it is. I could also compare Ty Cobb to another player if I want. So there's really a lot you can do in this game, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. In the major leagues, I don't have minor leagues to show here, but if I was doing a modern league, and I would go into, let's say the Tigers, go to their home screen, and if I went to organization, and this was a season replay where there were affiliated minor leagues, you would see everything down to rookie level. So more to the value and everything like that. But each little thing gets you deeper and deeper and deeper. However deep you want to go. Front office, I never touch. I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about any of this. Editing finances, never touched it. Couldn't tell you, my friends, if my life depended on it, what was here. I don't care. I really don't care. But look, you can look. So those reports in Action PC, which again, love it. It is my favorite baseball sim. That you have to. All those reports are here. The thing with out of the park baseball is you need to just don't be afraid to click around, click on things. You're not going to break anything. You're not going to break anything in this game. Look at this. So you've got this this graph here in the division graph. How the Tigers compare to sort of everybody else, right? Well, let's look at maybe we can look at a team roster. You can, in other words, so you can set these things to whatever you want. Chemistry, cohesion, if you care about that. I disabled it, as you can see. Let's go back to the division graph. You can change anything you want in here. All right, I don't have any reason here. All right, who's hot right now? Nobody. Nobody's hot on the Tigers right now, but if they were, I would see that. Change these to whatever you want. Don't be afraid of this thing. Don't be afraid of this game. Last game, right? You can let this thing for your last game. You want to see you want to replay the game? Bam, replay. You can watch the whole game. You want a highlight reel? There it is. Okay, highlight could not be loaded. That's because I didn't set it for this. Okay. Look at the box score for the game. There it is, with that really, really nice write-up that you get at the end, which, by the way, these are editable and can be opened in a browser. There's everybody, and anything, you can click on anybody. I can go to Manny Ramirez right away and look at all this stuff. Look at Manny Ramirez's BNN page. Oh, he did really well in this game, or whatever. How did he do? You can get so deep in this. All right. So, and you can do this in game, by the way. You can do this in game if you really, you talk about Major League Baseball managers nowadays having all these numbers. They do. They have all these numbers. Yeah, John McGraw didn't have these numbers, for sure. Connie Mack didn't have them. Earl Weaver didn't have them. But what baseball managers have now, I mean, we make a big deal, and it is about that batter-pitcher analysis tool, an Action PC. It's brilliant. There's nothing in here like this yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens at some point. However, being able to track your player at this level is pretty amazing. Clicking on a game, and I can click and I can see what Manny Ramirez did in that game. And then this works just like a web browser. I want to go back and back, and go back. And now I'm back to that line score or that box score page, and now I'm back to the Tigers page. If you can surf the internet, you can run this program. You know your way around. So, but for some people, this is overwhelming. I will totally agree with it. I get it. Set lineups. Lineups, again, every bit is. In fact, I would say lineups are probably a little bit easier to kind of suss out than they are in Action PC Baseball. All I have to do is just drag and drop, save, bang, go. And it's not, and the computer will pick the lineup that I tell it to do if I want to do that. Okay, and you can have lineups, right hand, left hand, and then lineups versus DH and lefties and righties and stuff. Custom lineups. You can manage all of those things. So there's an incredible amount of depth in out of the park baseball, and I really, really wish that more people would give it a chance. Does it have its problems? Absolutely it does. It really, really does. Show me a perfect baseball sim. There's not one out there. There just isn't. Here you can set another thing that most people don't touch is going in here and setting manager tendencies, right? How many of us even touched it in Action PC Baseball, let's be honest. And you can do that too. But player strategy. I can pick a player like Lance Parrish, all right? And now with Lance Parrish, I can actually go into Lance Parrish and how I'm going to manage Lance Parrish. So if I go to strategy, this is just for Lance Parrish and Action PC players and Diamond Mine players. You should feel right at home at this. So I can set this, base running. Well, I'm probably not going to move that up, but I can change anything that I want how Lance Parrish is managed by the AI. I can ask it to set the strategy. It's already defaulted to this. Do I want to bench him for a number of days? Bench player. I can use him as a two-way player. This is something new for Shohei Ohtani, and of course going back to Babe Ruth. And I can lock to team enable strategies, all kinds of stuff here. Scouting, if you want to play with it. Scouting's kind of fun. He's had no injuries. There's that great BNN page. And, of course, just like in Action PC Baseball, you can create baseball cards. So let's just do a new one here, and let's pick, I don't know, he's certainly not a Hall of Famer. Let's give him a hitter award just for giggles. Okay. And so there's Lance Parrish, and he's got his little baseball card there. And it's opened on another screen. There it is. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. And you can do, and you notice here that it's just doing the stats of the game so far, or of the season that he's done so far. You can see Parrish hasn't had a lot of playing time. He's only been in one game. But again, guys, I get it. There's a lot to this game. But for those who say it's shallow, there's not a lot you can do. It's just a front office management system. You're dead wrong. You are dead wrong. Every bit is deep. You can go as there is a big knock on this that I will say, that you guys know I've said it before. If you work at the individual player level, so let's go back to the Tigers home screen, and I wanted to bring in a player. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. And if I want to bring in a bunch of players, it's worse. Dan Burke, welcome in, one of my favorite Irishmen. He says he bought Out of the Park a few months ago, just I've not gotten into it yet. We'll have to check it out a little more. It's fun. Dan, don't be afraid of it. You're not going to break anything. Click around, have fun with it. Find out what each of the widgets do. Don't be afraid to get deep with this game. Don't be afraid. And if you have questions, I think you're in our Discord. If you're not, maybe we'll ask Robbie to put a link to it in there, or into the chat if he's still around with us. There's Aaron Reed. Hey, Aaron. So, we ought to just do a game. Jeez, what do we have here? I don't know. We got the Tigers and Indians. Oh, I did promise Cousin Ken dead ball, so I guess we'll do dead ball. I don't know if you guys have any questions about this. Oh, yeah, player import. So, if I want to bring in a player, it's a little bit of a drag. It's not easy, and I've actually done a video showing that, so I'm not going to repeat that here. How to work at the player level. That's where Action PC absolutely destroys Out of the Park baseball. When you're moving players around and you're bringing in players, Action PC wins by a parsec. This one is a drag. At the team level, it's just as powerful, if not more. We'll go back to the start screen. One of the nice things I like about this too is with that stadium mod, I don't have to assign stadiums. So if I go into, let's load a game here. Where's that 19? There's 1971 World Series. Where's that 1915 World Series? This one will cause attendance to go down really fast. But here we go. All right. So this is ready to go. I don't have to assign anything. I can change up teams. I can change up rules. If I wanted to have the DH in the 1915 World Series, may God forgive my soul, I can do that right here. There's a few things I can't, obviously. Change up rosters, lineups, and then play ball. And this thing's ready to go. With year-appropriate logos, I don't have to assign anything at all. And with Action PC you do. Not such a big thing. I don't always do it. But these games, I think if you're a digital baseball player, if you love playing digital text baseball sims, I think both of these deserve a place in your library. This is the best value for the money by far. Dave, I don't know if Dave is still here. I'm curious what he was talking about the 1889 season, because I'd like to look at it and see what's going on. So, Dave, maybe if you could leave a comment in the or note in the comments or something, I'd love to check into it. Not that I would play the 1899 Spiders, but the 1895 Cleveland Spiders were a damn fine team, actually. But yeah, I'd like to look at that. Roy Wilberg says, okay, you already did that. Yep. So, is Cousin Ken Castro still here, or did he go off to bed early? It is 11. Good God. How did it get that late already? Oh, it's 11:33. That's not late. Oh, uniform. The uniform and stadium files get stored. Okay, so once again, Nathaniel, I'm hoping that Windows Explorer will come up for me here properly this time. I hope it does. Ken, are you up for a 1915 World Series game, or are you a bit knackered tonight, man? Up to you, bud. While I wrestle with, see what the hell's going on here. Oh, there we go. Don't know why I have to do that. Okay, so Nathaniel, that's going to be in that same directory. So on my PC right here. So we're just going to go all the way down, right? And yeah, you can see there's a lot of shit installed here. You're ready to rock? All right, we'll start in a few minutes then. All right, so program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, and then we went out of the park 24. Okay, data. Everything is in the data directory, Nathaniel. Everything is in the data directory. So just work through there. So look, there's jerseys, and as you guys know, and if you don't know, check out MV's channel. Stadium or jersey. Well, stadiums you can build your own, but jerseys, caps, everything is completely customizable in this game, by the way. Something else I forgot to touch on. So if you really want to get, looking at pictures of, what did these uniforms look like, you can. There's logo templates on here if you want to create your own logos. And if you're like me and you're a graphic artist, you don't need this, but you want to play around with these, they're in here. Everything is in this data directory in Nathaniel. So they're the logos, and there's 1,608 logos, I think, in here. So we'll just bring up one of them. And there's the little Baltimore Orioles logo, which may or may not be showing for you guys. I don't know. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Let's look at an older club here really quickly. So the Boston Americans, it's hard to see, but this little BA, there's their logo. And this mod makes the game put this logo into that year appropriate. So if you were doing the 1903 World Series or a 1903, this is what you'd see. This is what you would get. And then the jerseys would come up with what they look like for home, away uniforms, what have you, if that was a thing. So hopefully that helps you, Nathaniel. There's a nickname file in here. There's of course cities, and you can go in and kind of see what that's all about. But the data directory is where everything lives, including sounds. You want to bring in sounds, you can bring them right here. Skins for the game, schedules, any saved games, quick starts, everything is here. And then there's little readmes in there for each one of these, as you would expect. So there you go. A lot to this game. It's a lot to this game, and it is unfortunately criminally underrated, and it looks like we got to do this again. All right. So, guys, we're going to go into not one of the most storied World Series ever, but nonetheless, it was a good one in Game 1 on this channel. So we're going to be doing Game 2 of the 1915 World Series. So hopefully, for those of you who are about to quickly exit the turnstiles, thank you for coming in. I hope that maybe seeing some of the depth of out-of-the-park baseball will maybe have you reconsider picking up this game that will cost you the equivalent, well, less than one season right now. It's on sale, less than one Stratomatic PC season, which somebody told me they're going for $30. All right. So Let's go to 1915 for Cousin Ken Castro. Cousin Ken Castro's favorite franchise is the Phillies, and I thought it would be fun to do redo this 1915 series. The first one went 15 innings. It was a good one. All right. So today we have Erskine Meyer versus Dutch Leonard, and we are on our way to Boston. So the Phillies with a 1-0 lead over the Boston Red Sox. Let's go. And two fine teams, two very, very fine teams. And Red Sox fans should be recognizing at least some of these Red Sox players. I've allowed the computer to just do everything. So that's why, like Al Red Sox fan does, which I think is really cool. I like to call it an alternate replay. I don't worry about who came in and pinch hit in Game 3. I don't care who started, because even if I followed all that stuff, it doesn't mean that the World Series is going to play out the way it did. All right. So here we go. Ken, if you're up for it, I will set Philadelphia to, let's set Philadelphia to human manager, just in case you might want to manage, just like you do in Action PC Baseball. Throw up the glove. Or if you just want to spectate completely, let me know. I'll set this back to AI. So, in fact, I will unless you tell me otherwise. So, all right. For the Philadelphia Phillies of 1915, leading off in center field, Possum Whitted. Batting second at third base, Milt Stock. Batting third, first baseman Fred Luderus. In the cleanup spot, right fielder Gabby Kravitz. Batting fifth, left field, Bills Becker. Batting sixth, shortstop Hall of Famer Dave Bancroft. Rabbit Bill Killefer will be catching and batting seventh. Bert Niehoff at second base, batting eighth, and pitching and batting ninth, Erskine Meyer. So Meyer for the Philadelphia squad in 1915, a 21-15 record, a 236 earned run average, a whip of 1.09. His strikeouts per 9 inning, 3.7, and walks 1.9. Okay. He said lots of energy tonight. Well, then I'm going to switch it to there. Okay, you're just going to pretend you're Jay Smith. Okay. Whoever Jay Smith is. All right. And for the Boston Red Sox, playing in a 3-year-old Fenway Park, leading off, center fielder, the Gray Eagle, Tris Speaker, batting second. At the hot corner, Larry Gardner, batting third. In left field, Duffy Lewis. Batting the cleanup spot, first baseman Dick Blitzel. Batting fifth, Hall of Fame right fielder Harry Hooper. Batting sixth and catching Hick Cady, batting seventh. Second base, Blackjack Berry, who was badly spiked, by the way, by Ty Cobb, and a nasty story about that. Everett Scott, shortstop, in the eighth position, and Dutch Leonard, pitching and batting ninth. Dutch Leonard for the 1915 Red Sox, a 15-7 record, 2.36 earned run average, a whip of 1.07, a little higher strikeouts per 9 innings than Erskine Meyer, but this should be a good lineup. 5.7 for Dutch Leonard, 3.3 walks per 9, and that's a tiny bit higher than Meyer, so this should be pretty good. Let's get to the ballpark. As Dan Burke says, good pitching matchup. Absolutely. And I hope everybody will have a great 4th of July. And, yeah, let's fix these camera angles here. Because we were doing something last night with ballparks. So let's see what the overview camera will be. Ooh, that's way too high, isn't it? Oof. That's like a nosebleed, man. There, that's better. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Let's just set everything to a wide camera. All right. Here we go. Game 2 of the 1915 World Series. Possum Whitted stands in here. Whitted in the World Series hitting just 1 for 6, 167. Yeah, it is a nice park. And this park, it comes with the stadium mod. So there is a Fenway Park that comes with the game. This is fan-made. And this is by Mike Silva, who has stopped by the channel occasionally. Silva M, he goes by in the Out of the Park forums. and he created these great ballparks. So for free, this guy did all this work, every ballpark from 1901 to present. All right. So Ken, the way this works, again, you can see there's a lot of managerial options as it opens up. You can send force. There's some things in here that aren't necessarily available in Action PC Baseball. So, all right. Unless you put up that, I'm going to be going swing away on these for these hitters. All right, Dutch Leonard has finished his warm-up pitches. We're ready to get underway here at Fenway Park. Let's have a quick look at the weather. And today's attendance, 19,005. The sky is clear. Temperature, 57 degrees. And the wind, we've got a crosswind today, kind of stiff at 11 miles per hour from left to right. And let's do this. Little pan around of Fenway Park. 3-year-old ballpark here. And here is the wind and the pitch. And Whitted bloops this one to right and right down into the glove of Harry Hooper. So Hooper gloves it for the first out of the inning, and Milt Stock will step up now. Stock also off to a rather cold start in this World Series, hitting 167. He is 1 for 6 with a run batted in. Yeah, but you can see it wasn't that high. You can see it wasn't that high. So just right there it is, and this wall got higher and wasn't green for a long time. So apparently Mike Silva, when he was doing this, was looking at images that he could find when he could find of Fenway. What's cool is the angle is out there in center field, and a lot of things that you Red Sox fans would recognize. But I think he did a great job. I think he did a really great job. All right, Dutch Leonard, ready to deal now. Here is the pitch. Stock swings, easy grounder to short, and gloving it in the 6th position is Everett Scott, and he will fire on to first, and Milt Stock is out number 2. Here's Fred Luderus, probably pretty well known to Phillies fans in their history. Luderus hitting 3 for 7, so not doing ludicrous is ludicrous with a run batted in. 429 average, bats lefty. Dutch Leonard deals to Luderus. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Luderus swings, and this one nubbed to third base. Luderus tearing down the line, but up within plenty of time, Larry Gardner will fire it on to first. Side retired. Nothing across as the Philadelphia Phillies go in order, and we head to the bottom of the first here. And it is the Philadelphia Phillies nothing, the Boston Red Sox coming to bat. So you'll notice here, Ken, that you have like 3 options in Action PC Baseball. Here, you can pitch the batter, so just straight up pitch around, pitch to contact, intentionally walk. But this is fun. Not only visit mound, it's right here. You can hit the batter intentionally. And here, of course, we can set. There's more infield choices and more outfield choices too. So, again, unless you say differently, Ken, I'm just going to do a straight pitch to batter. All right, here he is, the great Tris Speaker, hitting 600 in the series. He is 3 for 5. Excellent contact hitter. Erskine Meyer ready to deal to the Gray Eagle. The 2-1 delivery. Change up, and Speaker bloops this into right field, but this is going to get down for extra bases, and Speaker he's going for 3. Nope. Speaker decides against it. Ooh, I might have to turn down that crowd a little bit. All right, so Tris Speaker in scoring position. And now more things are opening up here. You can spin and throw to second if you want, Cousin Ken. So you can see there's a lot more managerial possibilities in this game already. So I could have Erskine Meyer spin and try to catch Tris Speaker off second. So Whereas in Action PC Baseball, it's a pickoff. But in this game, you can choose which base to fire to. So if it was runners at the corners and you're playing dead ball baseball, you might want to try to get that guy at third. Yep. All right. Here we go. Speaker leads off first, or off second. Meyer with the pitch to Larry Gardner. This one, a good bunt down the first base line. The only play will be to retire Gardner at first, so the sacrifice is successful. Tris Speaker moves into scoring position for the Red Sox. And it brings up Duffy Lewis of Lewis's Cliff fame. This is the man. Duffy Lewis, nothing for 5, so Duffy Lewis is due. Speaker, absolutely nice bunt. So Speaker edging down the line a little bit there at third. Boston with just one hit looking for the first run. Erskine Meyer from the stretch, and Lewis on this pitch on the 2-2 grounder deep to second, and that's going to be an RBI. Lewis picking that one up as Speaker comes in to score, and the Boston Red Sox draw first blood here, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. 2 down for Dick Blitzel. So the Boston first baseman 1 for 3 in this series. Base is empty. Erskine Meyer with a full count on Blitzel. Here it comes. And this one, ball 4 on the 3-2 count. That one missing a bit low, so Blitzel aboard with excellent speed. And here's Harry Hooper. Hooper having a 1 for 5 series thus far, hitting 200. An interesting thing about Harry Hooper is if you look him up on Baseball Reference, he actually had his best seasons with the Chicago White Sox, but spent more time with the Boston Red Sox. All right, Blitzel into his lead. Meyer with a 3-2 pitch now. And Hooper lays off, So Hooper draws the walk. It's 2 out, 2 on, and a lot of speed on the base paths for the Boston Red Sox as Hickady steps in. Catcher 1 for 2 with an RBI. Erskine Meyer brings the 1-1 pitch. And this one, just a dribbler to third, and plenty of time as Milt Stock fires it on to first. So 1 run and 2 runners left on, and the Boston Red Sox are in front 1-0 as we head to the top of the second here at Fenway Park. Gavy Kravitz, one of deadball era sluggers, steps in. Kravitz 2 for 7 in this World Series with a home run, 2 runs batted in for him. Kravitz, a judge in the offseason. As Dutch Leonard lets it go. Count full on Kravitz. Little screwball action, and this one a 2-hopper to second, and Blackjack Berry is up and over and fires it on to Dick Blitzel for out number 1. Beals Becker seemed to have an affinity for Pennsylvania teams. Beals Becker also a teammate at one time of Hannes Wagner. Becker hitting just 1 for 6 in this World Series, 167 average. Waiting on deck, Hall of Famer Dave Beauty Bancroft. The southpaw Leonard peers in, has the sign from catcher Hickady. And looks like there's a tiny little shift to the outfield there for Becker. We'll have to look at his spray chart next time. The 3-1 to Becker, fastball, and this one slow ground ball to second. A little double clutch there by Blackjack Berry onto Blitzel for the second out of the inning. And here is Dave Beauty Bancroft. He's 2 for 5, 400, and another nice feature of Out of the Park Baseball, a little bit of window dressing, if you will, is the spray chart. So, which is kind of cool. Leonard deals the count even on Bancroft, the 2-2. Bancroft swings. This one grounded to second a little bit more sharply, and it's the Jack Berry show out there. 1, 2, 3. Go the Phillies, and we go to the bottom of the second inning, and it's the Red Sox 1, the Phillies nothing. And Jack Berry will lead things off here. Erskine Meyer is walked 2. Meyer deals the 1-0 delivery to Jack Berry. Fastball swung on, and this one sent out to left center, and ranging to his right is Possum-witted. He calls off Beals Becker and makes the catch in center field for out number 1. Everett Scott to bat now for the Scarlet Hose. Everett Scott is due. He is 0 for 3. Scott, a very good bunter and very good for bunting for hit and for sacrifice bunt. As far as straight up batting, below average contact, and as you would expect, very low power. Erskine Meyer with the 1-0 delivery with 1 down. Everett Scott cuts on this one, line to third. Easy play for Milt Stock as he fires to first for out number 1. So the 5-3 to Fred Luteris, and that is 2 down. Sorry for a bit of the stuttering, guys. And Dutch Leonard now at the bat. 0 for 1 in this World Series. Dutch Leonard saw some relief work in that 15-inning affair in Game 1 of this 1915 alternate replay. Erskine Meyer lets it go. The count full to Dutch Leonard. And the lefty swings, and this one over the shortstop's head into left field. Base hit. So Philadelphia picks up, Boston picks up its second hit. So Dutch Leonard aboard. Got myself confused there with all this red. And we get back to the top of the order, and Tris Speaker. One thing that I don't like about out of the park baseball that Action PC baseball does really well. 2 things. First, when that ball's in motion, these names disappear, so you kind of have to remember who's where or what have you. The other thing is in Action PC baseball, if I hover over the innings, I can see exactly what happened in the inning. If I hover over the batter, I can see what he did in his last at bat exactly. That is not here. For that to happen, I have to watch the play-by-play and hope that will give it to me. So I would like to see out of the park baseball implement that Action PC thing, because that is just brilliant. All right, Dutch Leonard at first, 2 away. Tris Speaker now to face Erskine Meyer. Dutch Leonard not really a base sealer at first. So Erskine Meyer is going to bring it home. The 1-0 delivery to Speaker. Speaker swings, grounded hard to short, but not a problem for Beauty Bancroft as he fires it on to retire Dutch Leonard in the side. So the Red Sox get nothing on a hit. And we go to the top of the third. It's the Red Sox 1, the Phillies nothing. And Bill Killefer steps up. Nicknamed the Rabbit, the catcher 0 for 2. The 1-1 pitch now. And this one looks like a screwball, and Killefer, slow dribbler to third. Larry Gardner picks it on the short hop, fires onto Dick Hablitzel for out number 1. Bert Niehoff, 0 for 2. The Southpaw deals 2-1. Fastball to Niehoff, and this one bloop to right, but it looks like it's going to stamp in that crosswind, and it does, right to Harry Hooper. So Niehoff is the second out of the inning. Leonard looking for a little trifecta action here to go 1-2-3. Erskine Meyer making his first plate appearance in this game. Dutch Leonard winds and fires. And this one, soft liner into center field that will find a home in Tris Speaker's glove. So the Phillies go in order. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's still Red Sox 1, and the Phillies nothing here in Game 2 of the alternate replay of the 1915 series. And there you can see the angle out in center field, one of the famous quirks of Major League Baseball's oldest park. Long may she live. All right. Larry Gardner now is going to lead it off here for the Red Sox, the number 2, 3, 4 hitters. Gardner, Lewis, and Hablitzel. Erskine Meyer ready to deal. Gardner drew a walk against Erskine Meyer his last time up. Here is the 0-1 delivery. Gardner swings, grounded to short. And Bancroft will take it on the room service bounce. Fire on to Fred Luteris for the 6-3 put out, 1 up, 1 down. For left fielder Duffy Lewis. Duffy Lewis, of course, not only played great left field here at Fenway and Duffy's Cliff named for him, but also at the Huntington Avenue grounds as well, the previous home of these Boston Red Sox. 0 for 1 for Lewis with an RBI. Erskine Meyer ready to deal. Here it comes. Grounded out his last time up. And he swings. This one a little Texas leaguer to right, but it's going to hang up. Again, the wind playing a big factor here today in right field. Gavy Kravitz angles under it and reels that fish in for the second out of the home half of the third. Dick Blitzel now also walked against Erskine Meyer. Meyer with 2 in the game is yet to strike out a batter. PlayStation 5 is making an accessible controller for people who are disabled. Nathaniel said he is really thrilled. That is awesome. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go, Sony. Good stuff. Games should be for everybody. And I'm led to understand by Aaron Reed that PC Replay Baseball is not accessible to those who are sightless or have very, very, very poor vision. And I'm really surprised that it's not. It should be. There's no excuse for a game now in 2023 to not be accessible to sightless people. So, PC Replay developers, make your game accessible. Jeez. Midlife Crisis. Yep. Midlife Crisis talking about the history of Fenway. It was built with the wall. Some great pictures are in Getty Images. One with Tris Speaker rounding third. You see a great view of the wall and Duffy's Cliff. Very nice. Welcome in, Midlife. Good to see you, man. Yeah, please do, Nathaniel, because Aaron said it is not accessible, because when we were looking for baseball sims for him, I got him Action PC and Baseball for Windows, and he was saying, well, what about PC Replay? And I said, I don't play that one. I don't know. I said, but it's a Windows game. And he said it's not accessible to sightless people. So I think that's a shame. All right. 2 down, Erskine Meyer with the 0-2 delivery to Dick Blitzel. Blitzel swings, and this one line to center, and this will get down for a base hit. So Blitzel picks up the single as this one bounces down in front of Philly center fielder Possum Whitted. So Blitzel with serious speed here for the Boston Red Sox, and it brings up Hall of Famer Harry Hooper, who's just 1 for 5 in this series. Okay, you're going to hear sound go out for a second. I don't have a contact. All I would say, Nathaniel, is probably go to their website, and I'm guessing there's a contact on there. I don't play PC Replay Baseball, not for that reason, but that's a game I don't play. So, but I'm guessing you can find it on there. It's a pretty dense website. So, and again, this is according to Aaron Reed that it's not accessible to sightless people. All right, Blitzel an aggressive lead off first, 2 down. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And the runner goes, and they got him dead to rights. Blitzel just did not get a good jump on that ball. So nothing on a hit for the Red Sox, and we go to the top of the 4th inning, and it's still 1-0, and Philadelphia will send up the 1-2-3 hitters, Possum Whitted, Milt Stock, and Fred Luderis. Whitted in this game, 0 for 1. You gotta love anybody with a nickname Possum. Dutch Leonard, ready to deal. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Whitted. Whitted swings on this curveball. This one lined to center field, and going back on it and taking it on the bounce is Tris Speaker. Tris Speaker had a habit, even though a lot of outfielders played shallow in the dead ball era, Speaker had such great range. He played almost behind second base. Speaker's still the holder of many records to this day. 2 of the biggest, of course, all-time doubles leader, and the only player in Major League Baseball history to have 3, in a single season, 3 hitting streaks in the same season that were at 20 or more games. Tris Speaker's the only player in baseball history to have done that. Pretty amazing. All right, Whitted at first, and Milt Stock, 0 for 1. Dutch Leonard The 0-1 pitch to Milt Stock. Stock swings, and this one lined to left field. This will get down for a base hit. And Philadelphia in business here now with 2-1 and no one out, picking up second hit of the ball game, and a lot of speed on the base paths for the Philadelphia Phillies, as I'm saying that with enunciation to the Philadelphia Phillies manager. Possum Whitted at second, Milt Stock at first, each rated excellent base stealers. Fred Luderus steps in, excellent contact hitter. Luderus in the game is 0-for-1. Dutch Leonard peers in, sets and fires the 3-1 delivery. And that one missing, that fastball missing just inside, and that will load the bases. So Phillies everywhere as slugger Gavy Kravitz steps to the dish. Possum Whitted at third, Milt Stock at second, Fred Luderus at first. Gavy Kravitz 0-for-1, a chance to break it open here. 1-0 Boston lead, top of the fourth, no one out. Dutch Leonard from the stretch in the 3-1, and this one missing off the plate. So the curve just missing, and Dutch Leonard is angry, wanted that call, did not get it, walks in the tying run here in the top of the fourth. Phillies and Boston now tied. Beals Becker, 0-for-1. Bases still loaded. Good speed on the base paths for these Philadelphia Phillies. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Beals Becker. Becker swings, grounded to first. Are they going to turn two? They will not. There will be no throw to first. Hard slide by Gavy Kravitz, breaking up the double play. And coming in to score is Milt Stock, and the Philadelphia Phillies now leading 2-1 here in the fourth. Dave Beauty Bancroft now batting one down. Runners at the corners. Luderus at third. Beals Becker with excellent speed at first. And I'm not seeing Cousin Ken in here, so I might call first. I was just going to say, this is a stolen base, an attempted steal if ever there was one. Let's see what Cousin Ken decides to do. And sound's going to cut out for a second. I want to do a community service here because I have a little idea. Yep. Okay. All right. We're all good. We are all good. All right. Cousin Ken, what are we doing here? Steal second. You got it. There it is. All right. Dutch Leonard with a check of the runners. All right. One out. And from the stretch. And the runner's off to the races. Here's the throw down the slide. Not in time. Beals Becker with a great jump picking up the stolen base. Two in scoring position now. We'll see what Dutch Leonard wants to do. First base is open. Fred Luderus at third. Beals Becker at second. And waiting on deck is Rabbit Bill Killefer. Dutch Leonard now ready to work from the stretch. Full count. And this one swung on, flare to left, charging in hard and making a great play. And left field is Duffy Lewis. The throw home will not be in time. So Luderus tags up and scores. Hit Katie, tagged not in time. And the Philadelphia Phillies now with a 3-1 lead here in the top of the fourth. Bernard putting up something here about the Green Monster. Let's see what he has to say. Of course, it wasn't green back then. Let's turn this. Let's see game sound go. 310 feet from home plate. Overview. Yep, it was part of the original ballpark construction, and yeah, some nice pictures. Thank you, Bernard. I'm guessing this Wikipedia article will probably say when. Oh yeah, here. Despite the name of the Green Monster was not painted green until 1947. Before that was covered with advertisements. There you go. Thank you, Bernard. So you guys, there's a little bit of history about Duffy's Cliff. Yeah, the Morse code. I knew about that. So here's a curious question for you Red Sox purists, because you know, of course, all the in Wrigley Field, right? All the controversy that they had to go through with the seats on top of the apartment buildings across from Wrigley Field, across the street. They weren't always there. As a Red Sox purist, how do you feel about seats atop the Green Monster, as they were not always there? Just curious. It's a picture of 1914. Hey, there's Mark Roberts coming to join us for a little bit in 1914. All right, Bills Becker at second, 2 down. Dutch Leonard brings it now to Rabbit Bill Killefer. Fly ball, center field. And this one gets over the head of Tris Speaker. Tris Speaker chasing it into the angle. And we're going to have an RBI double by Killefer. Bills Becker crosses the plate. And the Phillies taking a commanding lead here in the fourth. It is 4-1. So the Phillies leading this alternate World Series 1-0. But again, we're just entering the middle third. Not going to count these Red Sox out. Tough team. All right, Bert Niehoff steps in now. Niehoff nothing for 1. Killefer at second with pretty good speed. A base hit could score the 5th Phillies run here. Here's the pitch. And this one, they're going to intentionally walk Niehoff. Interesting. So Niehoff goes to second, and they're going to pitch to Erskine Meyer. Erskine Meyer, who's 0 for 1. Nothing like a home run landing on the screen and watching it roll to the bottom, so you don't mind the seats. Midlife crisis, the other option was to build a new park. I heard an interview with the lead designer of other newer retro parks. I'm glad they didn't. And question, Red Sox fans, is this also a National Historic Site as is Wrigley Field? I'm hoping it is. I mean, I know Wrigley partially got that because it's the only surviving Federal League field, but also its age. It opened just 2 years after Fenway, so curious about Fenway, if it's a National Historic Site, and therefore can't be torn down. I hope so. All right, Bill Killefer at second, and Bert Niehoff at first. Erskine Meyer batting with 2 on and 2 out and 4 in. Dutch Leonard delivers. Meyer sends us up the middle. Base hit. And the Phillies. All right, here we go. So, Cousin Ken Castro. Do we want to signal Bill Killefer to round third and try to score the ball? Now, this doesn't give you percentages like Action PC. So, this one you got to judge by your gut. The ball is very shallow. Killefer is a fast runner, but Tris Speaker has a great arm. So, are we setting him, yes or no? Midlife Crisis says when they brought her to talk about a new park, she said, why would you rebuild a retro Fenway when you can put the money into updating the old one? So they did, just like they did Wrigley. Excellent. All right. No said, no, we're not going to run on Tris Speaker. All right. Whew. Yeah, that would be kind of scary. Look at that throw from Speaker. Yeah, he would have been dead to rights. Bases loaded once again for the Philadelphia Phillies. And here's Possum Whitted. He's 1 for 2 in this game. Bill Killefer at third, Niehoff at second, Meyer at first. Dutch Leonard from the stretch. Okay, so it was added to the registry in 2012 on its 100th birthday. Thank you, Bernard. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Possum Whitted lines this to center field. Speaker has it in his sights. Harry Hooper coming over. Speaker waving him off and makes the catch for the third out. Big Phillies bat around in this inning and score 4 times. It's now 4-1 Phillies as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, the Boston Red Sox winning the actual 1915 World Series, but find themselves down 1-0 in this one. Harry Hooper, 0 for 1. Erskine Meyer ready to deal. Here it comes. Hooper swinging on the first pitch. Fastball. This one, little grounder to third. Slow coming up with it, but nice play as they do get Hooper. It looks like he cracked his bat on the play. So 1 up, 1 down for catcher hit Katie. Katie nothing in 1 try today. Erskine Meyer, here it comes. And Katie sends this one to a line drive center field, and coming in on it and making the catch is Possum Whitted on that sinking liner. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th for Blackjack Barry. 0 for 1 for Barry. Barry probably best known for his time with Connie Mack's $100,000 infield on those great Philadelphia Athletics teams, 1910, 11, 1913. Erskine Meyer deals to Blackjack, the 1-0. Barry swings on this one, grounded deep to short. But not a problem for Dave Beauty Bancroft as he fires it on to first. So Boston goes in order. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still the Phillies 4 and the Red Sox 1. Todd B is here. Last time we saw Todd B was last night at an MLB The Show broadcast. Good to see you, Todd. Good to see you. All right. Milt Stock. Hopefully everybody have a very safe 4th tomorrow. And if you're messing with fireworks, be careful. If you have animals, make sure they're nice and calm, please. All right. 1 for 2 for Milt Stock as Dutch Leonard deals the 0-2. Milt Stock singled his last time up, and Stock looks at called strike 3. So screwball in the outside corner. Dutch Leonard making a nice pitch, picking up his first K of the game. And here is Fred Luderus, 0 for 1 for the Philadelphia Quaker first baseman. Oh, awesome. So Bernard says it's been taking him a long time to play his 1912 season games as he spends a lot of time reading up on the players while playing the game. That was wonderful. I'm glad you like it, Todd. Really, really glad you like the MLB The Show stuff. We'll get deeper into it, I promise. Dutch Leonard deals now. Here's the pitch to Luderus. Walked his last time up. And this one lined into left center. This will get down for a base hit. And here come the Phillies now. 6th base hit in this game for the Philadelphia 9. And Gavy Kravitz will have a go now. Luderus, pretty decent base stealer. We could actually look at him if we wanted to, just a little quickly here to see as far as stolen bases for Luderus. So he will steal the occasional base, as we can see here. Looking at his real-life stats just quickly, let's see. Yep. He will steal the occasional base, but nothing really to worry about. All right. Here's the pitch to Kravitz. Full count. Kravitz swings, grounded to second. This could be a 2-ball here, and it will indeed be a 4-6-3 double play. So Philadelphia's inning is over. They get a hit, and the runner was erased in the double play. Bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Philadelphia. Todd B says he's 2.5 years into a project. It's fun to read up on the players that are in your replays, and if it's an era that's new for you especially. All right. Everett Scott, Dutch Leonard, and Tris Speaker to bat for the 1912 Red Sox here, or the 1915 Red Sox. We're talking about Bernard Strom is doing 1950 Red Sox replay using PC Replay Baseball, and doing a 1912 Boston Red Sox replay using Action PC Baseball. So subscribe to that channel. Excellent, excellent channel. Bernard's a good guy. Somebody I would definitely love to sit and talk baseball with. Erskine Meyer deals now to Everett Scott. And the shortstop swings. This one sent out of the gap in left field. Back on it toward the Lifebuoy sign. Near the wall is Bills Becker. Becker calling off Possum Wooded and makes the catch. So 1 out, and the Boston shortstop, Everett Scott, giving it a ride to left field, but to no avail. Dutch Leonard, 1 for 1 in the game. Has only 1 of 3 Boston hits. Erskine Meyer with a 3-2 pitch. Leonard cuts in his fastball. This one grounded right to second, taken on the hop by Niehoff, and he'll fire onto Luderus for the 4-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down, and we go back to the top of the Boston order at Tris Speaker. So the center fielder today is 1 for 2. Overall in the series, hitting .571. But Speaker not able to do a lot of damage yet. So Meyer deals the 3-1. And Speaker shows bunt. And fastball missing, and that's ball 4. So the dangerous Tris Speaker aboard. Incredible speed for him. And don't know whether Cousin Ken wants to throw to first or he just wants to let it go by. So Larry Gardner in there now. He is 0 for 1. 2 out, 1 on, bottom of the 5th. Meyer deals. And there goes Tris Speaker. And the throw down is not going to be in time. So Speaker picks up the stolen base. Killefer, good arm back there. But Speaker, great jump on Erskine Meyer. So Boston with a runner in scoring position. Larry Gardner, lefty back in the box. Todd B says last time he looked, he was closing in on 850 games played manually in Action PC Baseball, managing both teams. Wow. 850 games. That's crazy. It's awesome. Robbie Wartburg, if he was still here, could take some inspiration for that as he is into year 5. No, wait. 17, 16. 18, 19. Year 4 of his 1908 replay. Year 4. Erskine Meyer deals. Speaker does not go. Hard hit ground ball to first. Plenty of time. And gloving it and taking it to the bag himself is Fred Luteris. So Boston gets a walk. Strands Speaker in scoring position. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, or the top of the 6th inning. And the Phillies holding on to this 4-run lead. The Phillies scoring all of their runs in the 4th. Boston, its lone run back in the 1st. Robbie Wartburg, how's that 1908 replay going, bud? You're not at 850 games yet, right? Anyhow, Robbie Wartburg, man, he's done some beta testing for some really cool games. So those of you who play Still Cold Hockey, Robbie was actually one of the beta testers for that game. So if you're enjoying it, how about a little tip of the hat to Robbie? I know him. He's very thorough. And so good stuff. Dutch Leonard now to deal to Beals Becker. Grounded out last time up. A blitzel, this time Becker is going to ground back to the pitcher. Easy pick, easy throw, and easy out. So 1 away for Beauty Bancroft now. Bancroft with an RBI. The 0-2 delivery. And Bancroft flied out back in the 4th. This one, a hard ground ball taken on one hop at third by Larry Gardner. And the long throw to first. And 2 up, 2 down. Dutch Leonard looking to shut these Phillies down. 3 up, 3 down. And here is Rabbit Bill Killefer. He is 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Dutch Leonard into the wind and the 1-0 delivery. Run scoring double last time for Killefer, and he's going to send this one high to left. And sauntering in and making the grab is Duffy Lewis. So Philadelphia goes in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and we are still at 4-1. Ken Castro says that he is still waiting for Robbie's federal lead to come back. So Cobb is a 19 in the federal in the franchise set that you're now playing. Cobb's a 19. Yikes. Cobb's a beast. Duffy Lewis, Dick Blitzel, and Harry Hooper for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Philadelphia looking to take a 2 games to nothing lead back to Philadelphia when we get back to this at some point. This is an every once in a while thing. Bill Killefer sets the target for Erskine Meyer, ready to deal to Duffy Lewis. And here it comes. And the screwball line to center. And rushing in on this ball and making a nice play on it is Possum Witted. So fly out to medium center. 1 away, and Dick Blitzel. Blitzel, the first baseman for these Red Sox, is 1 for 1. Meyer with the 1-1. Blitzel, the lefty, a little chopper past the mound, and he's going to beat this one out. Infield single. So Bancroft, deciding discretion is the better part of valor, holds on to that slow little bounder. Blitzel with just too much speed going down the line. So Harry Hooper comes to the plate now. Hooper, nothing for 1 today. Meyer deals to him. And the runner goes to throw down, and he is dead to rights. So the caught stealing ends the Boston sixth. We go to the seventh. It's still Philadelphia 4 and Boston 1. Appa never handed out a lot of 20s, says Todd B. All right, Bert Niehoff will lead it off here. In the top of the seventh inning. Dutch Leonard deals the 0-2 pitch. Curveball swung on a miss. Strike 3. And chased a Dutch Leonard pitch out of the strike zone. So Leonard has his second K of the game, and Erskine Meyer now, his mound opponent, 1 for 2. The 1-2 pitch. Meyer swing and a miss. So how about that? Fastball. 2 straight strikeouts for Dutch Leonard. 3 in the game, 2 in this inning. And back at the top of the order for Philadelphia, and Possum Whitted, he is 1 for 3. Here is the wind and the 1-1 delivery. Whitted lined out to Speakers last time up, but this is going to get down into left for a base hit. So Speedy Possum Whitted aboard with 2 down, and Milt Stock at the dish now. Here is the 0-1 from the stretch. Swung on, high fly ball, but this one's sinking down into center and sinking into the glove of Tris Speaker. So side retired. Philadelphia picks up a hit. They leave 1, and we'll have a quick 7th inning stretch here, and it is 4-1 Philadelphia. All right, I see the glove going up there. Was that one we missed there, Cousin Ken? We got Hick Katie for the Red Sox, Jack Berry, and Everett Scott. Do we got something going here, Cousin, or was that one that flew by us? Ken says lots of 37-30. Okay, no worries. Okay. All right. So Hickady, nothing for 2 against Erskine Meyer. Meyer through 6 innings, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Meyer into his windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hickady. Katie swings. This one a sinking liner to center field. This will get down for a base hit in front of Possum Whitted. So this Boston crowd here, not a lot to cheer about. That's hit number 5 for Boston, and Jack Berry now, nothing for 2. Erskine Meyer checks the slow-footed Katie at first, and here is the pitch. Swung on, and this one, base hit, clean base hit up the middle by Jack Berry. Katie will hold it second. So Boston mounting a bit of a threat here as Everett Scott comes to the plate. Scott represents the tying run. Hit Katie is at second. Jack Berry at first. Everett Scott, nothing for 2. Meyer settled down nicely. Only 81 pitches. And then Ken says, as soon as I say that. All right. Everett Scott digging in the box now. And from the set, here's the pitch. And Scott gets a nice bunt down. The only play is going to be to first. So the runners move up. Hickady moves to second, or moves to third. Jack Berry moves up to second. I'm sorry. And Dutch Leonard. Now the Red Sox may be in the catbird seat here. 2 in scoring position and only 1 out. First base open with Dutch Leonard at the plate. Erskine Meyer from the stretch. Oh, wait. There's the hand. Tris Speaker waiting on deck. Corners in. All right. Corners are in. So Stock in at third, Luderus in at first. Meyer from the stretch in the 1-2. And this one lined right back to the mound, throw to third, and they got him. They got him. It was a twin killing. We are going to definitely look at that inning ending. That was absolutely huge. Perhaps the largest play in this series thus far. Let's have a look at that one again. That was amazing. So watch this play. So this one lined back to the pitcher and bam. That is just crazy. Great play by Erskine Meyer to pick up that double play. Go to the top of the 8th here now. That was nuts. Good heads-up play there. All right. So Fred Luteris, Gabby Kravitz, and Beals Becker to bat for the Philadelphia Phillies. The heart of the order, numbers 3, 4, and 5. Dutch Leonard has 3 strikeouts and 3 walks through 7. Phillies still holding on to that 4-1 lead. The Red Sox mounting a threat there in the bottom of the 7th. But, wow, what an amazing play that was, huh? All right, Dutch Leonard with a 3-0 delivery now to Luteris, who's 1 for 2. And this one, fastball missing inside. Philadelphia has a base runner. That's the 4th walk issued by Dutch Leonard. And Gabby Kravitz now nothing for 2 with an RBI. Steps in for the Phils. Luteris, good lead off of first. Dutch Leonard with a 3-1. And a screwball. He did not go around. So that's the 5th base on balls given up by Dutch Leonard to accompany 3 strikeouts, and Beals Becker now comes to the plate. Leonard looking double play here. Luteris at second, Kravitz at first. The glove going up from cousin Ken Castro. Sacrifice for Beals Becker. All right, you got it. There we go. All right. Leonard ready to deal. Here is the pitch. And Becker showing bunt. And he gets a good one. Looking at second, but going to first is Dutch Leonard. So the runners move into scoring position on the excellent bunt by Beals Becker. Fred Luteris now at third. Gabby Kravitz at second. And Dave Bancroft at the bat. Bancroft nothing for 2 on the day with a run batted in. Dutch Leonard from the stretch. And this one missing. Ball 4. And trotting down to first base is Beauty Bancroft. And once again, the Phils have him loaded for Rabbit Killefer, who is 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Infield playing in, trying to cut off this run. Dutch Leonard from the stretch in the 2-0 to Killefer. Killefer swings, and this should bring in a run. Yep, base hit. So at least one run's going to score in the Killefer single. And Philadelphia picks up its 5th run. Here in the 8th inning. Still 1 out. Dutch Leonard in a lot of trouble here, as Bert Niehoff will have a go. Niehoff was intentionally walked his last time up. The 2-1 pitch to Niehoff. And this one, hard hit grounder to third. Diving stop, but they're not going to get him. So Larry Gardner making a nice attempt at it. So Niehoff collects the infield hit. Gabby Kravitz comes in to score for the Philadelphia Phillies. And it is now 6-1. Bases are still loaded. Bancroft at third, Killefer at second, Niehoff at first. 6-1. Time running out for the Red Sox, having to go into a hostile Philadelphia. Down 2 games. Erskine Meyer now has a hit in 3 tries for the Phillies. Dutch Leonard once again out of the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch. Erskine Meyer swings, and this one fly ball to center field. Trispeaker has it, and here's the throw to the plate. Nope, it hits the cutoff man, and in to score after tagging is Beauty Bancroft. It's now 7-1, so this is not the battle that waged in Game 1. Commanding lead now by Philadelphia. 4 in the 4th and 3 in the 8th. Possum-witted now. We're back at the top of the Philadelphia order. He is 2 for 4. And in to relieve Dutch Leonard is Submariner Carl Mays. Carl Mays making his first appearance in this 1915 World Series. Mays really a fine pitcher. Excellent control, excellent movement. And Mays will come after you. Killefer at second, Niehoff at first. 2 down. So Carl Mays trying to get this coveted third out. Here it comes. The 1-2 pitch. Witted swings. This one a dribbler to third. And quick toss by Larry Gardner. Side retire, but 3 big runs score for the Phillies. And it's a commanding lead, 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. And Erskine Meyer to face Tris Speaker, Larry Gardner, and Duffy Lewis of these Red Sox. Tris Speaker 1 for 2 in this ball game. More. Billy Idol. Erskine Meyer with the 1-2 pitch to Tris Speaker. Speaker swings. This one lined into right field. So the Gray Eagle is aboard here has hit number 7 for these Red Sox, but they're not getting him around. Speaker with superb speed. Meyer and Killefer, this Phillies battery, needs to watch the Gray Eagle closely because he will take flight at any time. Larry Gardner, nothing for 2 in the game. Meyer brings it the 3-1 delivery. Speaker does not go. This one lined left field. This one's going to get down. Possibly extra bases. Speaker will pull into third easily, and into second base is Beals Becker. So it's Becker getting the ball in. I'm sorry. Gets a little confusing again with all the Reds. Speaker at second, or Speaker at third, Gardner at second. And first base open, and here's Duffy Lewis. So, again, though, with a 6-run margin, I don't think the Phillies are too worried just yet. Meyer from the stretch and the 2-0 delivery to Duffy Lewis. Duffy Lewis grounds to second, and this is booted by Niehoff. So that's an error, and Speaker will come in to score on that. Score that one E4, and it's now 7-2. So Boston picking up a run here in the bottom of the 8th thanks to the Burt Niehoff error at second. Larry Gardner and Duffy Lewis aboard at second and first, respectively, as Dick Blitzel steps in now for these Red Sox. A perfect 2 for 2 today at the dish. The lefty stands against Erskine Meyer. Meyer still pretty decent gas left in the tank. Full count to Blitzel. Blitzel swings. And this one, a fly ball toward the line and right, and making a nice catch is Gavy Kravitz near the line. So 2 away for, yep, you guessed it. We said that we were going to see. I don't have the warm-up is not turned up on for this, so if you want Epirixie in at any time, he can just come in, Kaz, and I turned off warm-up for this. So batting now, pinch hitter. And yes, a member of the 1915 Boston Red Sox, George Herman Ruth. So the kid, he is just a kid. Hey, PQ Ribber, welcome in, man. All right, so here's Babe Ruth batting with 1 out and 2 on. Larry Gardner at second, Duffy Lewis at first. So let me see. Cousin, do you want to bring in Rixie now, or do you want Erskine Meyer to face Babe Ruth? Oh, Babe Ruth wasn't the starter on this, PQ. He's in as a pinch hitter. Dutch Leonard started for the Boston Red Sox. How he got the name Dutch, with Leonard being an Irish last name? Maybe his mom was Dutch. I don't know. Of course, Dutch would mean German, so he was probably German-Irish. And P.K. River says, all very upwardly directed here. Good for you. Cousin Ken. All right, you want Meyer to pitch to Ruth. Gotcha, man. All right, here we go. Erskine Meyer to face Babe Ruth. They've got Rixey up warming in the pen. Hall of Fame pitcher. Erskine Meyer delivers to Babe Ruth. Here's the 2-0. Ruth swings, and this one, a liner to the left. This one gets down for extra bases, and Ruth has just put a different complexion on this game, possibly. 1 run is in. So Gardner scores, and Lewis makes it to third, and Babe Ruth getting the RBI double. It is now 7-3. Still 1 out, 2 in scoring position, and here comes Hick Cady. Hick Cady is the tying run. Wait to see what Philadelphia is going to go to the bullpen. All right, and Epa, where are you, man? Where are you, buddy? There you are. Okay. Yeah, bah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, so you have to pardon me for a second here. I'm so used to action PC baseball now. Let's go back to the game action. Let's do this. Can I move this widget? Oh my god. Let's do it this way. We'll just visit the mound. Change pitcher. There's what we wanted. Okay, Meyer, you are done, dude. You are done. Yep. There we go. I played too many, I have an incomplete lineup. Oh my god. Yeah, really? Oh yeah, because you have to select what you want him to do. So much action PC baseball, I keep forgetting the finer points of what you're doing here. Rixey now, they're sending in the southpaw to try to shut it down. So Babe Ruth with that big double. Look at these numbers here. Rixey, just an inning of work, gave up a hit in that big battle in Game 1. So the lefty has finished his warm-up pitches, ready to get back underway here. Bottom of the 8th action. Rixey peers in, has a sign for Rabbit Killifer. He works from the stretch, and the 2-1 from Rixey. And this one swung on, hard grounder, past second into right field, and Hick Cady picks up the RBI. Duffy Lewis comes in to score. Babe Ruth moves up to third. Cady with the RBI single, and the Red Sox chipping away. It's now 7-4. Babe Ruth at third base, Hick Cady at first. Rixey would love a double play ball here as Blackjack Berry strides to the plate. Berry 1 for 3 in the contest. Rixey needing to shut it down here. Working from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch to Blackjack Berry, and this one lined to center. Possum Wooded has it in his sights, and this one gets over his head. Ruth will come in to score. Oh, it's just these Red Sox coming back, and Hick Cady thought about home, but he will hang out at third. RBI double by Blackjack Berry, and the Red Sox plating 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. It's now 7-5. Still 1 out. And Rixey to face Hal Janvrin now, who is pinch hitting. Janvrin 0 for 3 in this World Series. Janvrin, decent contact hitter. Pretty good bunter. Hick Cady at third, Jack Berry at second. Rixey works out of the stretch, and the 1-2 pitch, and Janvrin looks at a call, and strike 3. Tried to hold up, but the ump said, you are out of there. So 2 down. Now Rixey needs to get pinch hitter Del Gaynor. Gaynor nothing for 2 in the series. Rixey again from the stretch, and the 0-2 to Gaynor. Gaynor swings, grounder to short. This should end it. And indeed it does. Bancroft up and over for the third out of the inning. However, Boston bats around this time, as did Philadelphia back in the 4th. And we go to the Top of the ninth inning, and the Phillies now clinging to a 7-5 lead. Game 2 of this alternate 1915 World Series. This is the first time the Phillies made it to the series, and they would not make it to the World Series again until 1950, the Whiz Kids. So interesting choice here by the Boston manager to bring in Ernie Shore to pitch. I probably would have left Ruth in the game, but there we go. So Ernie Shore will come in. Ernie Shore and Babe Ruth paired up for one of the probably one of the most famous controversial no-hitters at one time, thanks to Babe Ruth getting ejected after the first batter. And they originally had given Ernie Shore scored it his no-hitter, but then Babe Ruth, since he started, it had to do with a rule change in baseball. So interesting stuff there. All right, so looking at Ernie Shore here, he has 1 inning of work. He has given up 2 hits and an earned run. Pretty good movement, pretty good control. Excellent movement, actually, and good control. All right. And Milt Stock will lead it off here, followed by Fred Luderus and Gavy Kravitz. Ernie Shore with the 1-2 delivery now. Here is the pitch. And swung on, sinking liner to center field, but covering all kinds of crazy real estate out there in the pasture is Tris Speaker for out number 1. Fred Luderus now 1 for 2. When we go to the bottom of the ninth for the Boston Red Sox, we will see the top of the order, Tris Speaker, Larry Gardner, and Duffy Lewis. Philadelphia at one point leading this game 7-1. Now feeling the Red Sox breathing down the woolens. Ernie Shore deals to Fred Luderus. Here is the 1-0 delivery. Luderus swings on this one, a little flare to right. This will get down for a base hit. Philadelphia picks up base hit number 9. Luderus aboard, and here is Gavy Kravitz. And the Philadelphia Phillies would love to see this bat wake up. 0 for 2 with a run batted in. Shore with a check of the runner. The 2-2 pitch to Gavy Kravitz. Kravitz, big swing and a miss. So a sinker coming in there from Ernie Shore for his first strikeout. 2 down. Bills Becker, nothing for 3 and an RBI. Luderus leading off first. Here is the 0-1 pitch to Bills Becker. Becker swings, soft fly ball to left field, running in hard, and pulling it down is Duffy Lewis. Side retired, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, a runner left. We head to the bottom of the ninth here in Game 2 of this 1915 alternate World Series replay, and it's the Phillies 7 and the Boston Red Sox 5. Tris Speaker will lead it off. Epirixi staying on, it looks like in relief, has a strikeout, no walks through 2/3. Dode Paskert for Bills Becker. Okay. Let's do it. Philadelphia substitutions. There we go. All right, so you're bringing in, you said Dode Paskert for Bills Becker. All right, let me just find, there he is. There we go. Back to game action. All right, into play left field is Dode Paskert. Much better arm than Bills Becker. So Philadelphia making a 9th inning substitution here. Epirixi looks like he will stay on to pitch. And leading it off here is Tris Speaker, who is 2 for 3. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer here. And lefty versus lefty. Epirixi with the 2-2 pitch to the Gray Eagle. Speaker swings and misses, but this one gets by Rabbit Bill Killefer. And this one is going to be scored a strikeout and a passed ball. And the tying run comes to the plate now. And pinch hitter Heine Wagner. Heine Wagner doing shortstop duties and splitting shortstop duties with these Red Sox. Wagner 0 for 2 in this World Series. And I see a hand going up. A throw over to first. You got it. Epirixi checks Speaker at first. Pearson has a sign from Killefer. The set and the throw to first. Speaker dives, and he is back. Speaker on at first. Epirixi sets and fires the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. So down goes Heine Wagner, and here's Duffy Lewis. Speaker remains at first. Duffy Lewis 0 for 4 in the game, but with 2 runs batted in. And even though Ken didn't say it, I'm going to throw to first. Rixey, check of the runner. And here's the throw to first. Quick tag. And Speaker just back quickly. So Philadelphia trying to keep the Gray Eagle honest here. Epirixi now ready to bring it home. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and this one line to left. And this one is going to bounce around the Texaco sign in left field in the corner, and thinking about third, but not coming home, is Tris Speaker. So could Speaker's hesitation, strong arm there by Dode Paskert in left field. We'll take another look at that one. 2 in scoring position now with 1 down. And let's have a look at that one again. So that one bouncing around a bit off the Texaco sign near the mail pouch sign. Speaker thought about home. The throw gets in there. All right. Chalmers into pitch. All right. Chalmers it shall be. Epirixi protesting here. George Chalmers will come in and try to shut it down here. Back to game action. There's George. And Smokey Joe Wood will come in to pinch hit. So the Boston Red Sox pulling out the stops. By this time, Smokey Joe Wood reinventing himself into a very good position player. Looks like he might be platooned in this series. Anyhow, George Chalmers making his first appearance in this World Series, and he's got a tough row to hoe. Tris Speaker at third, Duffy Lewis at second, Smokey Joe Wood, nothing for 5 in this World Series. For Chalmers, pretty good control pitcher. From the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch. Smokey Joe Wood swings. This one a little chopping grounder to short, and I'm going to have to eat it up. Infield hit for Smokey Joe Wood, and the RBI as Tris Speaker comes in to score, and it's now 7-6. And we have us a tense ball game here. So much so that we're going to go pitch by pitch on this one. We're going pitch by pitch now, Cousin Ken. Infield in. Infield in, looking to cut it off. And so many times when we've seen these dead ball Red Sox, here comes Olaf Hendrickson now. 0 for 1. Hendrickson coming into the game late. Harry Hooper out of the game. And your outfield in as well. All right. Everybody playing in. Trying to guard against the flare and trying to guard against that hard grounder to bring home that tying run. George Chalmers now ready to deal to Olaf Henriksen. Here's the first pitch to Henriksen. And that one in there for a strike. So Chalmers starting Henriksen off with the changeup. Here's the set and the 0-1 delivery. And that one in there, slider for strike 2. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes. So it's good morning, good afternoon. Will Chalmers now hurl a good night? See if he's going to try to get Henriksen to chase. Chalmers ready to work, has the sign from Rabbit Killefer. And the 0-2. Henriksen swings, and this one a blooper into center field, and the RBI single ties it up here in the bottom of the 9th. 7-7 as Boston scored 4 in the 8th and 2 here in the 9th. So Boston looking to even up the series here. Smokey Joe Wood at second, Olaf Henriksen at first, Hick Katie still 1 down. Yeah, you never know in dead ball. Absolutely. The line for the Red Sox thus far 7-14-0. For the Phillies 7-9-1. Hickady will try to walk it off here. We'll take it back to at bat mode. And here we go. Chalmers with the 0-2 delivery to Hickady. Katie swings and a liner to right field. Will this be enough? Coming around third. No, they're going to hold the runner at third. So Smokey Joe Wood, and Boston has the bases loaded. Wood at third, Henriksen at second, Hickady at first. And here is Pinch Thomas. So Pinch Thomas pinch hitting, and he is 1 for 2 in this World Series. No place for Chalmers to put him. Sticky situation here. Just silence from the Philadelphia dugout here. Not hearing anything. We can put him at double play depth, but I'm going to give Ken another second here to see what he would like to do. This series will shift to Philadelphia the next time that we do play this one. Pitch straight away. All right. 1 out. Chalmers deals the 0-1. And Pinch Thomas, grounder to short. The throw to the plate not in time. And the Boston Red Sox come back in the bottom of the 9th and play 3 and even up the series and take Game 2, 8-7 from the Phillies. Let's look at the game recap, and what a ball game it was. So the Red Sox clipped the Phillies 8-7. In a crucial game, the 1915 Red Sox put on their best show, beating the 1950 Phillies by a final score of 8-7 today. Tris Speaker went 2 for 4 with a double and a walk while scoring 3. Boston and Philadelphia are now tied at 1 win each in this best-of-7 series. The clutch at bat came in the bottom of the 9th when Boston pinch hitter Pinch Thomas, facing George Chalmers, had a run-scoring ground out. It gave the Red Sox the 8-7 win. So the next game, when we do play it again, we played at the Baker Bowl in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We'll just make a quick look at who our MVP is, and indeed it's Tris Speaker, as it should be. So Epa Rixey tagged with the loss, and Ernie Shore gets the win. Ken Castro says, holy moly, hell of a game. So glad we played tonight. Excellent commentary as well, cousin. Thank you, cousin. Really, really appreciate that. All right, let's leave game, and we'll do finish today. And because there's a train ride, we'll finish. And in the next game, oh my God. Okay, so we have to get this one soon, cousin Ken, because the next matchup is Babe Ruth versus Pete Alexander. So how about that? That's going to be fun at the Baker Bowl. Alexander, so with a 1.35 earned run average, in this World Series, and Babe Ruth will be making his first pitching appearance. Should this game go to Game 6, we will see that again. So this is going to be fun. We'll get to see Babe Ruth pitching. So the Philadelphia Phillies win Game 1 in extras. That took 15 innings of a 4-2 victory, and the Red Sox edged the Phillies 8-7 in a regulation game for Game 2. So yeah, Pack Baker Bowl for that one. Absolutely. Okay, let's get off the main screen. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hit that green button. That's the dangerous one. There we go. Just another tip for you out of the park players. Out of the park saves every time you're moving out of something or whatever, and it will automatically save a tournament or a World Series in this case. So wow, this was really fun. Got to do a nice little out of the park 24 tutorial and a game in out of the park 24. If you like Out of the Park 24, pick it up. It's $19.95 in the Steam sale right now for pretty much all of baseball history. MV's been playing a lot again with Out of the Park 24. And can I say I love it? Robbie Wartburg says, hope this means extra practice for the team tomorrow, Ken. So, I got to check. Got to check Major League Baseball scores here. This is last night. I can stay up late. So broadcasts, after I get used to this new job that I start on Wednesday, broadcasts might start. So this is for the regulars here, to the family. Might be starting at 9:30 in the evening as opposed to 10:30, except for Friday nights. Those will be normal Beatles Eternally late games. The Bucks dropped 1 to the Dodgers 5-2. How did the Phillies do tonight? Did the Phillies play tonight? The Phillies did not play tonight. Okay. And Robbie's team dropping a tough one today. So beaten by the hated Houston Astros. They dropped 12-11. That must have been a hell of a game. Do you guys play them tomorrow, Robbie, as well? No. That's why Robbie's here. So the Rangers, wow, after a tough loss, they're on their way to play the Boston Red Sox in a day game tomorrow at 1:35. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Sucks to be the Rangers right now. Ken's Phillies will be playing Tampa Bay tomorrow. Tampa Bay is just nasty. I think that's going to be a good game, though. And my Pirates will be playing the Dodgers. That's all. By the way, guys, if you haven't looked, geez, maybe I won't do any baseball tomorrow. Every game tomorrow is free on MLB. Every game. Every game, every game, every game, every game. Yep, I saw that, Robbie. Wow, you guys lose 12-11. And then the Rangers on a flight to Massachusetts for a day game tomorrow. Man, that is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So, take it out. Take your frustrations out on the Red Sox, I guess. The Red Sox, they're in a tough division, probably the toughest division in baseball. Certainly hope that you guys will. I think there's got to be some agreement with that. I mean, Tampa Bay... Baltimore trying to close the gap. 6 games back. The Yankees 9 back. Toronto 11 out. And Boston a game above 500, and they're 13 games out. These Tampa Bay Rays have been nasty. Their differential is 157. I mean, these guys are crazy. But everybody in the American League above 500. National League Central, my Pirates... on a 3-game losing streak, but luckily so have the Cubs. So we're tenaciously hanging on to third place. Cincinnati back to its winning ways, guys, with a 2-game winning streak. Milwaukee, the hated Brewers, with 3. Sorry, Nathaniel, if you're still in here, but I have to hate the Brewers during the season. I have to. So weird to see the Cardinals in last place in the NL Central. That's very, very strange. And we Bucks, we're just a half game up on the Cubs. So they play Milwaukee and we play the Dodgers. Yikes. And those Dodgers are nothing to be trifled with either. So this National League Central weak division, and it's dead heat. Cincinnati and Milwaukee. Philadelphia, 12.5 out. I think Arizona's got the NL East tied up. I really, really do. Again, I hate to call it at the All-Star break, but the Braves on a 9-game tear, and their differential is 141. And they're playing the Tribe tomorrow. I guess we can still call them the Tribe. Cleveland in second place, and they are 2 games below 500, and they lost their last one. Shaping up to be a fine baseball season, and I am just happy to see that the New York Yankees are 9 games back. That makes me happy. I like everybody else in the NL East, though, but not the Yanks. Yeah, and respect to you as a person, but you know how we are in the National League Central. We have, we just have to do it. There's all kinds of smack talk. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, and baseball, we just don't like one another too much. Not as people, but it's a fun one. It's a fun one. So, but Big Clue and I, my friend, we had to decide at the beginning of the season. We knew that the Reds and Pirates, and they both, at one point in the National League Central, did hold first place, and we just said, look, we just got to try to keep the hated Brewers out of first, which didn't work. So, exactly. All right, Nathaniel, I hope that I hope you can figure out the thing with the ballparks and uniforms and everything for Out of the Park 24. The mod should install them to the proper directories. Just let me know, and maybe we'll figure out something to get you straightened out, as it were. And I guess that's it, guys. It's a lot of baseball, and it is just after 1 a.m. So, God, I don't know. Do I want to watch a long movie, throw on a little bit of something or other, or that's it? Anyhow, my thank yous to Nathaniel Lentz. I'm probably not going to get everybody 2.5 hour stream. So our good friend Nathaniel Lentz, to PQ Ribber, who's having some. Oh, there he's got it now. Okay, had some emoji issues there for a minute. Thank you, buddy, so much for coming in. Thank you, guys. All right. Yep. Have a good sleep, Robbie. I guess you're off for a little while, so enjoy your time off. Heart and soul of this channel, Cousin Ken Castro, of course. Always, always, always. Cousin doing some great managing tonight. Thank you, Cuz. Todd B. Hanging out for a while tonight. It was good to see Mark Roberts. Bernard Strom, check out that great channel. Excellent stuff. Midlife Crisis. Midlife Crisis was here, and he and Bernard giving us some nice history of Fenway Park. Major League's oldest ballpark. How about that? Love to see a game there. Gary Sorrell was here, and I'm sorry I didn't see or I did say hi to Gary, I think. Dan Burke, thank you, Dan. RGL Network, who gave me some guff because I missed his season opener. So it was sort of female particle type things. So I would definitely catch it. So thank you, Robert, for coming in. Dave Gardner hung out a little bit with us, and I'd like to find out, hopefully he'll leave a comment later on about 1899 with Out of the Park Baseball. Have to check that out, see what he means by it. John DFW, again, always thank him for all the great work he does in our Discord. And Robert Wartburg was first in the ballpark tonight, so he wins the Robbie Wartburg bobblehead doll. That's it. All right, guys, have fun. Digital up some baseball. Cards and dice up some baseball. Watch some baseball. Live it, breathe it, love it, read it, whatever you do. And we'll see you around the batting cage. Have a very, very safe 4th. Maybe on for some baseball tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. If not, hopefully a Wednesday evening game. But we'll be back and continue in action PC baseball in the Ken Castro League and the 1907 Cubs and the 1908 Naps. The Cubs holding a 1-0 lead in that best of 7. All right. Good night, everybody, and thank you.